guys, hello, how's it going? And welcome back. I am less than 1 week away from leaving for my surgery in Spain and less than 2 weeks away from the actual surgery date. So I'm definitely feeling excited, but also getting a bit nervous at this point and just trying to make sure that I have everything ready to go and I'm really prepped for this surgery experience. So I wanted to kind of talk a little bit today about what I have been doing to prepare and all the things that I've been doing, not just the past few weeks, but even over the past couple of months to try to get myself mentally, physically, and emotionally ready for this trip to Spain and doing this jaw surgery. Hopefully, if you are getting ready for surgery or if you're just curious about what the process is like, this might be helpful for you to hear what all is going into my preparation. So the first thing that I have been focusing on over the past few months to prepare myself for this surgery is really to get my body physically prepared to be as strong and as healthy as I can so that my recovery can hopefully go a little more quickly and be as easy as possible, even though I know it won't be easy, but I know that getting strong and kind of keeping my immune system up and just making sure that my body is ready to take this on is going to be really important. So as a nutrition coach and personal trainer, doing workouts and keeping up with my nutrition is really just part of my life anyway, but I've been trying to kind of step it up a notch these past few months. So really focusing on my strength training, trying to get strong, and also knowing that after the surgery, I'm gonna have to take a break for probably a couple of weeks. Not only because my energy will probably be a little bit low as I'm recovering, but I'll have to avoid like impact activity and just won't be able to do what I'm used to doing for at least a few weeks following the surgery. So I really wanted to make sure that I got a little bit ahead of the game and got as strong as possible so that when I do take a break, if I lose a little bit of progress, it'll just be easier to get back to it when I'm ready. Along with the workouts has been focusing on my nutrition, partly just to support those workouts and again, kind of build some muscle, get as strong as I can to support my immune system, make sure that I'm getting all the nutrients I need leading up to this, and just trying to keep my body in the best place possible for traveling, for dealing with jet lag, for getting through this surgery and recovery. And with that, I've been actually trying to gain a little bit of weight. Again, knowing that after the surgery, I'm gonna have to be on a liquid diet for at least a week, and then couple of weeks of a fairly limited diet, soft foods only, and just knowing that I will likely lose a little bit of weight and not wanting my body to be compromised at all going into this surgery. So I've been really focusing on the workouts, the nutrition to support that, and gaining a little bit of weight ahead of time. The second thing that I've been doing is having a lot of appointments. So I had a dentist appointment to get one final teeth cleaning done, which they want you to do, pretty close to the surgery if possible so that you have good clean mouth. And after the surgery, you're not really able to brush your teeth very well for a while. And obviously you don't want to get any kind of infection or anything. So going into this, having had a dental cleaning as close as possible to the surgery, got that done a couple of weeks ago. I also had a final appointment with the orthodontist to make sure that everything was ready to go. And then I had a follow-up appointment with the myofunctional specialist, and she was the one that helped me prepare for my tongue tie procedure. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, I have a whole other video on that you can check out. But I went back to her to get some pre-surgery sort of evaluations done. So she took some measurements. She kind of looked at my mobility and jaw function now so that after the surgery, we can go back and make sure that I have good mobility and I have good function and that we sort of have a good way to compare before and after.
So I'd like to see you do a few smacks for me. Keep going. Good. Let's do a few ooh-ees. Ooh, ee. Ooh, ee. Ooh, ee. Ooh, ee. Ooh, ee. So that's good for me to see. Like for example, the smacks, you can produce a nice seal. It was pretty symmetrical. That's some of the things I'm looking for. the ooh-ee, you still have a little bit of asymmetry, especially on this side. And so again, that may be something that after you're healed, Josh, that we want to work a little bit more on some of these other muscles because we concentrated so much on the tongue before. Do a little bit more with your lips and cheeks. And I'm just going to have you, first of all, open as wide as you can.
Tongue down.
Tongue down, and then just lean up just a little bit for me. Can you lean up just a little bit? Thank you. Okay, and then put your tongue tip up and do the same. And then now do your suction. Yeah, that it actually is. The numbers are coming out within normal, so that is really great.
Cool. I also had an appointment with my naturopathic doctor to get a good plan for me for just before and after surgery to, again, kind of help make sure that my immune system is boosted, that I'm getting the nutrients I need, and after the surgery to help with the nutrition side and also with pain and inflammation and just kind of dealing with the discomfort of the recovery process.
We definitely want to obviously talk about like surgery recovery support, but so I would really focus on these two things and rest. Yeah. Honestly, I should have sleep on here, and I know you know that. You know, sleep is so important for your recovery, so that I will say to people, you know, especially when you're traveling across time zones, this is where something like melatonin or 5-HTP or GABA can be helpful. I think what makes sense for you is to bring at least one package of like a protein powder over. Yep. So that you can hit that hard the first few days. I mean, you'll probably get sick of it pretty quickly, but I think it's a good idea just because then that way you get the protein your body needs to help with recovery. The other sort of high on my priority list is the homeopathics, which I think is a really good idea because it tends to, even with just the arnica, even if people do nothing else but just the arnica, it tends to help reduce the amount of pain medication needed and length of time that people need the pain medication, if that makes sense.
So she helped me get all the things that I will need, some supplements and some things that can help me hopefully either reduce the amount of pain medication I need or how long I need to be on it. And again, just kind of help with all of the post-surgery recovery process, keep the inflammation down, and make me as comfortable as possible. And then I had a Skype consultation with the international patient coordinator from the clinic in Spain where I'll be having my surgery. So she had sent me a whole bunch of videos and articles that they provide to patients that kind of walked me through everything that will happen before the surgery and after, some of the recovery procedures, just frequently asked questions. It really kind of gave me a ton of information and made me feel a lot better about, you know, knowing what was coming and sort of how everything would work once I get there.
So Tuesday, you will be seen by the doctor, and we will have a visit with the anesthesiologist in the afternoon. And on Wednesday, your surgery is scheduled at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
And when you come here, I will explain you, and I will also show you where the hospital rooms are, and I will explain you everything.
And then I have a few follow-up appointments after that before I come back home. So she walked me through all of those steps and everything that will happen. I'll stay at the hospital for one night following my surgery, and then they kind of give you a whole bunch of resources and materials and stuff so that your recovery process can go smoothly. So that was really reassuring. It was nice to just hear how that all was going to work, and now I kind of feel like I know exactly what's going to happen once I get there and kind of really get the ball rolling on this surgery process. The other thing that I have been doing is trying to prepare for jet lag and the time change from here traveling overseas to Spain. So this might actually be the thing that I am most nervous about, which is just handling the jet lag and the time change and knowing that I only have a few days once I get there before my surgery. And I really don't want to be going into the surgery, you know, feeling like my sleep schedule is way off or like I haven't gotten good sleep, or just feeling like I don't feel great because I haven't adjusted to the time change. So one of the things I've been doing is really looking into strategies to help with jet lag and how I can sort of start to adjust my clock ahead of time before I leave so that when I get there, it won't take as long for me to catch up. And one of the things that I've been learning about this is how you can use light, like either from a light box or a sun lamp, to start to adjust your schedule a few days before you go so that once you get there, it doesn't take so long, and like in a day or two, you can kind of be on this new schedule. So I have my little light box. I've been using it in the mornings here to help me just kind of establish a good circadian rhythm. And then the few days before I leave, I'll be using that to start to adjust my clock a little bit. And hopefully that will help me once I get to Spain so that jet lag won't be such a big problem and that I can feel like I am recovered and ready to go for my surgery the next week. And the last thing that I've been doing is kind of visualizing the whole process and the outcome and trying to stay really positive and kind of have a positive mindset going into this. And on the one hand, I definitely want to be prepared for the discomfort or the challenges that will come with the recovery process, but I also feel like having a positive mindset going into it and sort of visualizing that everything is going to be just fine or that I'm going to have a fairly easy recovery time can be really helpful and can at least help me prepare for what the process will be like. So I've just really been trying to kind of walk through it in my head of like every step along the way, my appointments, the right before the surgery, what that's going to be like, and kind of waking up on the other side and getting through those first few days. Just really trying to think through everything so that once I get there, it doesn't maybe feel quite as stressful or uncomfortable. So I want to be realistic about it. I definitely don't want to feel like I'm surprised by anything or like it's much worse getting through the recovery than I'm expecting, but I'm trying to sort of hope for the best and also prepare for the worst. So these are all the things that I have been working on these past couple of months and these past few weeks as I'm getting ready to leave for Spain in like 5 days now, really counting down till it's time to go, getting excited. I'm also getting a little nervous, so trying to just stay calm and know that I'm well prepared. So if you're maybe getting ready for surgery, hopefully some of these things can be helpful. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up or subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you will continue on with me through the rest of this journey as I head to Spain, as I do my pre-op appointments and my actual surgery and recovery. I'm going to keep documenting as much as possible throughout this whole thing. So hope you will continue on this journey with me and keep watching. Thank you guys so much. I will see you soon.